This video provides the guidelines on how to integrate JD Edwards Enterprise One sustainability data with Oracle EPM to calculate the greenhouse gas emissions and to generate the sustainability report. This is the integration we have created to load JDE Scope 1 data into EPM. If you select the same, this will take you to the Edit Integration page. Here, you'll be able to view the source application, which is the JDE Activity Ledger, and the target application, which is the JDE Aura ESG. Source application is created with the columns defined in the SQL query, and the target application contains the EPM dimension. Once you have selected the tools and target application, navigate to the Map Dimensions tab. Here you can do the necessary mappings from source application to target application. These are the columns defined in the source application, and these are the dimensions in the target application, and we have done the mappings here. For example, activity source and activity ledger table refers to the energy type in EPM. Similarly, we must map all the columns defined in the source application to the target application. Once this is done, navigate to the Map Members tab, and you will need to do a mapping of members. For example, let's take UOM. In JDE, gallons are represented as GA, and in EPM it is represented as GAL. You would need to indicate to EPM that GA is gallon. In JDE, kg is represented with the capital letters K and G, and in EPM it is represented with the small letters K and G. Similarly, you need to map all the UOMs, and here is where you would map members so that EPM will be able to do the calculations accordingly. Once you have done the mapping, you can go ahead and run the integration. Click the button here towards the right and run the integration, and towards the left the status says integration was executed successfully. I have already executed a successful integration. Now let's go to the workbench and view the results. This is the data loaded for the period June 2023. If you want to see data for other periods, example July 2023, you can select the same and the data will be refreshed. You can see the activity sources here: STC diesel, STC LPG, STC natural gas, and the respective details, location, quantity, and others. All the details will be in the workbench. Once you have the data loaded, you can run the pipelines and review the emission details. We have two configured pipelines here: Populate ASO and JDE end-to-end process. Users can run either of the pipelines to push the data from emissions cube to the reporting cube, and then users will be able to view the ESD reports. Once we run the pipeline, we have given conversion factors in the managed factor for each energy type. Then the calculations will take place based on this. As you can see, we have loaded data from JD for stationary diesel, stationary coal, stationary natural gas, stationary LPG. Based on the emission factors that we have defined here, it will do the calculations. Now let's review the emission details. For that, navigate to the Review Outputs Scope 1 Totals. Here you will be able to view the data for stationary emission, mobile emission, and fugitive emissions. Since we have loaded data for stationary emissions, we can see the charts loaded for the same. The data here is being reported on a quarterly basis. If you select stationary gas, you can see the carbon equivalent emission for STC natural gas, STC LPG on a quarterly basis. You can change the value in y-axis. Now it shows methane on a quarterly basis. This is how you will run an integration and review the outputs in EPM. For more details, visit learnjde.com. Thanks for watching.